Hi guys, in this workshop we are going to talk about geometry, which is one of the main area of improvement for almost everyone. So this video is a basic video, it's a part 1 of the video. In part 2 of the video I'll talk about the shortcuts and everything. So we just started with the geometry. This is kind of an enabler you how to start with the geometric preparation. Fine. So these are the areas which are mainly covered in the geometry. So this is your kind of a scope which you have to do. So angle, circle, triangle, which is considered to be the traditional geometry, which everyone knows that these things are coming in the exam. Of lately, the focus have moved from these topics to these topics. So now, area, volume, trigonometry, coordinate geometry. These are the 4 main areas which are being asked in the exams as well. So if I'm talking about CAT exam, you can expect around 3 to 4 questions on geometry. That includes all these things. If I'm talking about the CMAT exam, again you can expect 3 to 4 questions on geometry. In CMAT, for example, the main focus is on these areas. So for example, the ratio can be 3:1 or even some of the cases 4:0 for CMAT exam. But in CAT it's still 2:2. So the breakup of both the exam is still equal weightage for angles, triangles, circles and the other area. Fine. So scope of geometry is starting with angles, circles, theorems for triangles, then similar and congruent triangles, mensuration, area, volume, trigonometry, coordinate geometry. So if you can note down these things, this is your area of focus. Trust me, it will take you 5 days to improve your geometry, that I'll talk about in the last day, in the end of the video. So to start with, this is your main scope. So you have to cover up all these areas. You can't ignore any of the areas. And if you have got time for the exam, trust me, you can do wonders if you cover up all these things. Fine. And to be very frank, there's nothing much about the formulas. There's only thing in geometry is the formulas and theorems. So I want you to do all the theorems. Fine. I'll introduce you to my shortcuts later on, which I will talk you in the video number 2. But to start with, this is the overall scope. So I'm not talking about the shortcut in my phase 1 of the video. I'll talk about the phase 2 of the video. So this is my main visual geometry video. Visual geometry is basically my invention that we have invented at Cetking, in which we are going to use all CAT and CMAT questions from 1990 till date. Fine, last 20-year CAT paper we are going to solve without using any pen. So we are going to use shortcuts for all these things. So uniform figures, triple divide, draw lines, scale drawing, so angular, draw to scale, trigonometry, areas, volume, others. So these are the 10 areas where we are going to focus on, or these are my 10 main shortcuts which I'm going to use to solve every question of last 20-year CAT without any formula. So I'll pick up one of them in the next video, in the coming video. So in this video I'm going to just talk about the scope. So starting with the angles. So first thing I want you to do is I want you to start with the angles. So after this workshop, after this video, or along with the video, if you can pause and go through the angles and everything, fine. So vertically opposite angles, corresponding angles, alternate angles, adjacent angles. So you need to know all these things. For example, what is D plus F? What will be the value of D plus F? Any idea? Both of them the interior angles, so some have to be 180 degree. What about angle D and A? Angle D will be equal to A. They are vertically opposite angles. Fine. So all these things you have to know. So what is this angle and this angle? Again, they are equal. So you have to know all these things. So basically you have to know the basic before you can talk about the shortcuts, because I'm going to break everything in shortcuts into pieces. Fine, to save your time. That's why I call it visual geometry. I want you to visualize everything. Alright. So to start with, let's pause the video and go through all the angles. Second part is the angles of a triangle. So we have interior angle theorem. Sum of all the angles is 180. Then exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of interior opposite angles. So equilateral, isolated triangles, all these things you need to know. Moving on to all the angles of a circle. So we have if this is 2 theta, this have to be theta. So all these theorems you've already seen. So I just want you to pause now and go through your books and go through all the formulas, all the theorems which are there in the books. Fine, because they are going to save your time a lot. Now, like this question was in CAT, find this angle. Fine. So if you have done your basic, you will find it very easy to crack the exam. There are a lot of questions which are going to be there from the book-based question which you have to solve. Fine. So again, for the chord area of the find the length of the chords, there's a lot of formulas. These are all taken from various books. So you pick up any book from any coaching institute, you will see all these things there. Fine. So I want you to go through them. Fine. So if this is 8, this is 10, this have to be 6 using Pythagoras triplet. So you can solve this question very easily. So fairly simple questions. Again, this find the value of x. So you can pause the video and try for this. Basically, CP into BP is equal to AP into DP. Yeah, so all these things we can use here. Fine. Then we are talking about the tangents here. So tangents. So it's again very common formula here. OA, this is OA into OZ is equal to OC into OX. Sorry, OA into OX is equal to OC into OZ. Fine. Same thing here for the next formula, and the last formula for the tangent. So this means tangents are always equal. Tangents from the same point to a same circle are always equal using this theorem. So these are all applications. I'm just running through everything, but if you're attending my classes, I'm going to deep down into each of them. Find in the basic that how you reach, how we can say that sides are equal. So I'm going to start with all the proof using common sense. Fine, I don't use any shortcut. There's nothing like shortcut. It's all common sense. Solving the question using common sense is the main thing which you need to know. Fine. So this is one of the method how I teach the distance of the common tangent. So now this question was again in CAT. So this was a CAT 2008 question. This question was in 2008. A similar question was in 2010. And one more question in 2005. So there were three times this question has come. So, but you need to know from the basic how to understand this thing rather than just remembering the formulas, because in case you are not able to remember the formula, in case you just make a mistake, instead of minus here you did a plus, everything goes for a toss. Yeah. So doing from the common sense point of view is very, very important. Then we have the similar triangles for the area. Now we are moving on to the second part, which is a triangle. In fact, third part. So we started with the angles. We moved into circles. Now we are moving on to the triangles. So in this we have the similar triangles we talked about in just now, and second is the congruent triangles, and there are three properties which you have to remember. Next is a trigonometry. This is the most ignored topic, trust me, and they are now moving the focus toward these areas in CAT and the other exams. So just pause the video and try to solve this question. Find the height of the string D. So we can use our Pythagoras, trigonometry rules to solve this question. Fine. Again, for the coordinate geometry, this is again second most important. So trigonometry and coordinate geometry is most of people are going to ignore, but I want you to work on these areas because these are the areas where you can really increase your score. Fine. So let's talk about the now 5-day plan, how to improve your geometry in 5 days. Yep. First day. So this is a 5-day. You have to sit for 5 consecutive days and do geometry for 2 hours each. I don't want to spend more hours. So let's talk about only 2 hours a day. Fine. Day 1, just do the formulas. Trust me, there are millions of formulas in geometry. It'll take you around 2 hours time to make the formulas, to find out the formulas. Fine. Get a notebook or a notepad. Just write one formula on every page. Fine. So suppose there are 10 formulas. I'm writing 10 formulas on each formula on one page. Fine, that is exactly what I want to do in the day 1. Day 2, let's move on to solve examples. See, solve examples are already solved. You don't need to solve them. You just need to read them. And I want you to allocate all the solved example according to the topic wise. Fine, for every topic we want to do the solved example for that particular topic. Fine. Day 3, I want you to pick up 30 questions that can be very, very easy questions. Start with easy question first so that you become more comfortable with the topic. Fine. So 30 questions. Again, I want you to proportion them according to the things. Fine. Next day, further 30 questions of all these areas, and again allocating them to the thing. Last day, we are going to pick up the CAT actual questions, or the question which are the level of CAT, a little bit more difficult question, and try to solve them. Again, allocate them into the topic wise. Trust me, by end of the exercise, you'll get one page which will inform your formula. Start with the formula, give you couple of 2-3 solve examples, give you 2-3 questions from day 3, give you 2-3 questions from day 4, and give you CAT level question. So this 1 or 2 page dedicated per formula is more than sufficient to give you a clear-cut idea how to solve this question. Trust me, if you have done this for all the formulas, you are done with the geometry. And there are going to be 4 questions. Yeah, if I'm talking about CAT, I'm talking about here 12 to 15 marks, 4 to 5 questions. In CMAT, 16 to 20 marks. So you can't afford to miss these marks. And trust me, most of the Janta is going to ignore this area, whereas I want you to work on this area. Fine. So let's start with the formulas first. Day 1, solve examples, 30 question, CAT level question. end of the day you'll get 10 formulas, 10 various pages with formulas, shortcuts, and with formula books and everything. Don't worry about the shortcut. My next video or the workshop will take care of that. So in class also I'm doing the same thing. I'm taking 4 hours class for all the formulas. Very boring class to give you detail about all each and every formula which you need to know. Then another 4-hour workshop which will only talk about the shortcuts, because it makes no sense to go ahead with the CAT or any other exam without doing the basics. I understand there are a lot of faculty who claim that they got various formulas and all, but trust me, their formulas are only valid for a particular type of question. In fact, they're going to show you those questions only where you can use the formulas. Fine. In my next video, I'm going to start with the basic common sense rules which I have made, and going to talk about all the CAT question through that link. Alright. So that's what I'm going to cover in the next class, in the next video. Fine. So if you want to join us classroom program or online program, you can call us on this number where all the things are there. So if you are based in the centers where we have the centers, so you can come to us and attend my lectures live, or you can join us online for the e-class. So all my classroom video will also be available online as e-class for all the students. They can join us online as well. Alright. Thank you.